Listen up! Your favorite Broadway.com Audience Choice Award winner is coming to a town near you for a special summer concert tour. Please welcome back to Show People, Mr. Darren Criss.
Show people.
Thank you for being here. What the hell are you doing here?
I ask myself that every day of my life. And more importantly, I say, what the hell is Paul doing here? How did he even get here? How did any of us get here? Back in New York, doing a little promotion press for this.
Little media blitz?
Little media blitz, yeah, it's fun. But I always love coming here because this is very relaxed and listening to you and listening to a lot of Broadway friends of mine. And
We appreciate it. You can stop by anytime.
oh, I will. Be careful with that because then I'm going to crash in your office and you're like, get out of here.
Do you like doing media blitzes? I actually was following your media tour this morning on Tumblr because everything you do is documented on Tumblr like within like 3 minutes.
I know, I feel really bad because it's not always that interesting, and it also really, typically before the age of social media, these things were kind of timed and like placements were different, like
Right.
you can only see it in one part of the country or hear it on the radio,
Right.
and it was very separate, and now that it's all streamlined into one thing, you basically get to hear the age-old journey of the promotional actor, which is you answer the same questions with the same answers all the time.
Right, right.
And because I'm cognizant of this, I have to be, I'm really self-conscious with every answer because I know these kids latch on to everything I say.
Right.
And it's unfair. It's like, I don't think you understand that this is what
part of what you
this
do.
is part of what we do, and it's
So what would be
it's
the
tough.
most canned thing I could ask you right now based on your day and that you would answer? What would be the most canned question?
I don't know. You're gonna ask it, and I'll let you know. I'll raise my hand if it's like a canned answer. But the thing is, it's like they're not canned. If you ask me a question, it's like if you're gonna ask me my name, my answer's gonna be the same for
Right.
the most part,
Right.
depending on who I'm talking to.
Right.
And my answers will try and be the same. So when I use like the same words or the same phrases, like, what do you expect? Those are my answers.
Right.
And so it's like, it's funny, Darren always says this. I'm like, yes, because I'm always asked that. And so I'm being polite and answering the question.
Do you every once in a while, just to amuse yourself, go on Tumblr and look up your name?
I refuse. To me, it is opening the floodgate to a really scary world.
He
And,
loves you all, but he just doesn't want to look at it.
Yeah, well, no, I'm sure it's like and I get sent a lot of fun stuff, and I'll happen upon things, a lot of really great gifts that are hilarious,
Yeah.
and memes and stuff. Your form of expression on Tumblr. Like my brother made a really great point. He's like, Tumblr is like your high school locker, except everyone can see it, and it's forever. And it's this form of expression where you
Right.
kind of have your favorite bands and all the things you like, but when you graduate, that's it. It's gone. It's a new lock, someone else's locker. No one's ever going to see that. But when you open at the time, it's like kind of expression of
Right.
who you are. Because it's on the internet, what I think some of these kids don't understand is that it is absolutely forever.
Right.
It is a tube of toothpaste. Once it's out there, you can't cram it back in. I think there's this idea that when you post something, that we're not going to see it. You
Right.
know,
Right.
as if I don't have an internet connection.
Right.
As if I am not also
Yeah.
part of the digital age of social media. And there's this idea of like separation. There's no more. The veil is lifted, man. It was lifted at the dawn of Facebook and MySpace. Like it's gone. Like
Right. Do you ever like see like if you're like at a concert or like an appearance and you see some girl in your head, you're like, oh my God, that's the girl that wrote the crazy fan fiction of me and Jonathan Groff, or
No.
or some like.
No, I would have no way of knowing that. But what I do see is when I'm playing and I see someone filming it, I'm like, okay, cool. When I go home and I want to send something to my mom,
It's already.
I know
you
someone
can
got
find
this.
it.
I know someone got this. It's interesting. There are photos and moments, and this is the flip side of stuff. Like, if I need to find something that I don't have access
The
to,
archive of your life.
it's actually there. It's unbelievable. I mean, it's inadvertently becoming an archive, even for these kids.
Right.
And I'm saying kids
Right.
in the royal sense,
Right.
of like not like children. Like we're all kids. Like
Yeah.
for the people who interact with the medium, it's going to be a sort of documentation of your life and your interests. It's a little notebook to yourself, that like a photo journal of what has been interesting to you. Just like by the time, in 50 years, there will have been somebody whose entire life, if it's still around,
Right.
has been documented on
Right.
Facebook from their birth
Right.
to their 50s.
Yeah.
And it's a scary thought, but it's also like, well, that's where we're headed.
I never thought I would see an animated GIF of myself, but having you on here turned me into a victim of that, which is a
Well,
good thing.
cool.
I think it's cool.
I think I think it's positive because it's the support is overwhelming, and to segue this into the tour, they've been
we're gonna talk about the
so
tour.
supportive of the tour that anytime we talk about social media and like the kind of bigger picture of what it means, forget all that for a second. The fact that they're using it is why I get to be here and
Right.
why I get to do this stuff. And I am so overwhelmed and overjoyed by it that I just hope they don't get bored by it. And I hope I don't get boring.
Right.
That's my fear.
Right.
When they see everything that I do,
Right.
like the mystery is gone. So
Right.
we live in a very fickle society. I just am terrified of the idea that they're just gonna get sick of me because I'm like.
That's not going to
the same.
happen. Nobody's bored.
I hope not. I really hope not because I really enjoy what I'm doing and I'd really like to continue to do this.
Well, here's something that's not going to be boring. Listen Up is the name of your
Yes, so we'll segue out of the
That's the
rabbit hole.
segue. Your summer tour, kicking off on my birthday, May 29th.
Oh, cool.
So thank you for that.
That's nice.
It's in San Francisco,
That's
right?
all right, yeah,
I'm
you
not gonna
probably
be there,
won't be there in spirit.
but thanks for picking that milestone.
Of course.
So what you're going solo? Like people have seen your Star Kids shows, but is this like Diana Ross leaving the Supremes? Are you
Oh,
now-
I
is it
wouldn't put
now
it-
Darren
put it
Criss
that
is
far.
Darren Criss is out on his own. Is that exciting to go out on your own?
It's really exciting. It's just somebody asked me, "What's that transition like?" And it's like it's not really a transition. It's more of like a next step of what I've always kind of wanted to do, just
Right.
haven't gotten there yet. I've played many venues here in the city. I've had a cool run with playing venues because, you know, I'll do these events, suit and tie. I did Lincoln Center last year, which is a different venue. So you suit up and you play the standards and you play the musical theater things and you know your audience, know what you're doing. And then I'll play Joe's Pub, which is a little more acoustic fun, whatever. And then I'll play the Living Room, and that's more of an acoustic rock show. So it's kind of run the gamut. And the thing that I've always set out to do as a musician when I'm playing with a band, and with my band, particularly my sort of best pals from Michigan, we're playing, you know, my real rock tunes and rock pop music and things that are fun and just young and happy-go-lucky. So that's what this tour is. And I've been working on this solo album thing for 26 years. And this is the culmination of, you know, the audience has changed so much because there was initially in the very beginning, there was, you know, just my friends and family who were digging my music and doing singer-songwriter stuff. Then there was YouTube doing Disney covers. Then there's Star Kid, which is like a whole other animal. Then there's Glee, and then there's the stuff that I've been writing in between. And so you have this huge kind of hoi polloi of an audience that I basically need to solve the riddle of I have to cast my net as wide as possible. And it's the classic battle between art and commerce. Like, what is the widest thing that I can cast, the most appealing thing that I can do, while still maintaining some kind of artistic integrity to what I think is unique to me? And so there's all these songs that I've been writing that I've been sitting on and dwelling over in rooms by myself with friends and collaborators. And it's all this guesswork that's just done in very small places. And I was like, you know what, this is stupid. I need to be performing again because then you can really experience things in real time with real people. These are the people that are on Tumblr, on Facebook, and on Twitter. And it's such a disconnect that I just needed to be with people again and really find out what works and what doesn't work. And as soon as if it doesn't work, like it's immediately apparent. The audience sniffs it out. The audiences are smart, whether they know it or not. So it's going to be a really good run of these new songs. We're going to see what works and what doesn't. And by the end of the tour, I think I'm really going to go into high gear with what I really want to do with an album.
Maybe some stuff from Glee.
Maybe. At most, I'll be frank. If I do, you know, there'll be hints, of course, because I enjoy playing covers anyway.
Right.
Like that's one of the great coincidences about me being on Glee is that my shows consist of my versions of pop songs anyway. So go figure that I was cast on a show where we do our versions of popular songs. So yeah, there'll be that. I mean, I'll play some cover. It'll be if you know me from before. There'll definitely
When his hair was like that.
When my hair was like that, you'll know there will be shards of that, and then if you've never heard any of my music before, hopefully you can get hip to a lot of the new stuff. So it's meant for everybody. It's just a chance to honestly connect with these fans that have been so disconnected from, you know, and cities that I've never been to. That's really awesome.
Do you have like an all-time favorite Glee moment you've done, song? Like where you just thought like, oh my God, that looks cool, that sounds cool, I like my hair, I like my outfit, just the whole thing.
I like my hair, I can do anything good. What's her name? I love that girl. That was a YouTube video.
You can't put one, like if you had to put one in like a capsule, like.
It's really, really, really hard to answer that because I think, what was it? It was Oprah that said, am I going down that path? I'm quoting Oprah. I think there was some clip of her being Oprah and saying, My life is extraordinary every minute. If I think something is extraordinary, a minute later something even more extraordinary happens, or something like that.
Is that your Oprah impression?
No, that was me
Just
impersonating
Oprah
somebody
energy.
who was probably trying to impersonate an impersonator of Oprah. But with the energy, yeah, sure. Basically, what I'm getting to is that things keep happening where I go, that's the craziest thing I've ever done.
Right.
And then something even crazier is right around the corner. So much so that my brain is unable to actually put them into categories.
Yeah.
It's just, and it's annoying because I used to have a really good memory until I started working in show business. And it started just, which is unfortunate, which is why they record it. And then I have it on like a DVD and I go, oh yeah, I remember that. But there's been so many numbers that, like songs that I love that, or maybe done in the choir room, they aren't like so grandiose that I kind of forget about it. But then there's the numbers that I maybe wasn't particularly crazy about, but it was done in this really beautiful way that make me go, oh, this is insane. And the Moulin Rouge thing would be an example of something where I was like, this is cool. Because when you do a movie episode, an episode that was like an homage to movies, like you and I watching a movie that makes you go, oh man, that'd be so cool to do something like that.
Right.
You never think you can actually be in that movie. You can maybe one day do something similar to it.
Right.
For me, it's like I actually kind of got to do it.
Right.
You know? So that was really cool. That was wild.
So back to the concert. So you're gonna do. So I hear that you want to reach out to fans because now you're a Broadway star. You're a Broadway.com.
I know we're talking about all this other stuff, and I'm like, this is Broadway.com.
Broadway.
Back to Broadway.
Broadway, baby.
Broadway.
Broadway. So you're gonna do a Broadway cover, at least one Broadway cover.
Yeah, I'll probably do something. I was planning on it, but I also thought that it would be really cool as an interactive thing with the Broadway.com sort of community.
With you.
With you guys watching. I thought it'd be cool if we reach out to the Broadway.com community to come up with just any song that you think would be cool to do on this tour. Like if you were coming to this tour, I'm coming to your tour, Darren. I think it'd be really cool if you sang this song. We come up just any song at all, like a Broadway tune. And then we'll pick like four of them from the collection.
Right. Yep.
And then I guess we can have people vote on which one it should be. Because it'd be 4 of those, and then the 5th one would be a choice of mine from Singing in the Rain, which will remain a mystery. And if you're like, I just want to hear that song, you can vote for that.
We're gonna gather songs on Twitter, and then we're gonna create a poll, and then you guys can vote.
Yeah.
It's gonna be awesome.
That sounds great. Let's do that.
Let's do that.
Perfect.
Perfect. I'm in. This is very exciting. Do you know what you're gonna wear yet in your concert? Have you thought about it at all? Did you figure out anything?
Not even. I'm on vacation. We wrapped. Well, here's a segue. We wrapped Glee.
Yeah.
On.
And you got renewed for 2 more seasons.
On Wednesday. Yeah, 2 more seasons. And
wow.
I'm just hoping that people are still interested. I mean,
well,
I'm happy. I'm happy.
The last year's been really interesting. I mean, the show changed a lot in the last year.
It has changed. So who knows where it's going to go in 2 years? Who knows?
So we have this whole New York thing happening, and then you have the high school thing happening. And so Blaine is about to graduate, right?
Well,
is he a senior? What's
this year, the end of season 4 actually ends at regionals.
Okay.
The outcome of which is up for grabs. We don't know.
So you're still in high school next season.
So yeah, we would presumably, and I'm not giving this away. I don't know, but I'm going to assume that the beginning of season 5 will be like the continuation of that year.
Right. Okay.
And presumably they will graduate at some point during that year, or maybe they'll hold it off. Maybe we'll be stuck in senior year for the next 2 years. Now that we know we've been renewed 2 years, they can kind of right ahead of time.
Yeah. Do you see your character like graduating and going to New York?
Maybe Blaine, jumps the shark and like becomes a bad boy and like drops out and maybe stays in school for who knows.
Apparently, he might be proposing to Kurt.
That's what I hear. I don't know.
We'll see. Gay marriage storyline.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know if I'm necessarily.
You don't know what you filmed?
I don't. Frankly, I don't. Towards the end, it kind of bottlenecked, and I was just like, oh god, I have to worry about this tour now. So it's all kind of a blur.
So maybe you can just end up. Maybe the character can end up in New York and like Broadway. Maybe you can all just end up on Broadway.
Who knows?
The whole show can end up with everyone on Broadway.
Everyone goes, yeah. I mean,
everyone's in Funny Girl.
There's a certain economical rationale you have to apply to Glee in the sense that there's only so many sets you can build. As much as people would maybe disperse and somebody goes to school somewhere else in the Midwest, and it's tough. Like I joke, I went to Michigan. Like maybe if he goes to Michigan, that would make sense from Ohio. But who knows where he's going to go? If he does go to New York, that'd be cool. I was very lucky because I was one of the only cast members this year that got to go between New York and Lima, which is great for me because I'm such a New Yorker at heart and I like being here and just like doing whatever and seeing shows and having a free ticket out here. So that's who knows? I'm really curious. It's unheard of to be renewed for 2 seasons,
Yeah, it's
which is
awesome.
really, really special.
Because
So
the people
that's-
thought it might be getting canceled. And it's
Yeah,
like, no,
we didn't know.
actually, we're not.
And we didn't, you know how we found out, this is how it works for a lot of TV actors, is you don't find anything out until it's on the internet. Like the internet finds out, first of all, I don't see a lot of the Glee episodes until the whole world is seeing them, until way after, because I have to wait 24 hours or sometimes a week to see it on Hulu. And with information, like I was on a show called Eastwick, I didn't know it was canceled until I read about it in like the trades. And I didn't know that we were picked up until well at the end of the day. And this is at the end of the season, like the crew's wondering if they're gonna have a job next season. Like none of us know what's going on.
Yeah.
And they picked it up for 2 seasons. So it's really exciting. I have no idea what the future holds, but I'm just glad they still have me around.
I think it'd be cool if you played like a badass on like American Horror Story or another Ryan Murphy show.
I would love that.
Would you like
Hey
to,
man,
like, shake it up?
I would love to. I'm really excited for Normal Heart.
I was actually going to ask you.
That's really exciting. I mean,
Why don't you be? You should be one of the like
I
envelope stuffers.
I would have loved to, and I've told him I'd be happy to get him coffee in Fire Island or wherever he's shooting, because it's a great cast. I read that John, this actually might not be public information.
What?
So I could be wrong.
John Groff?
Is that out there? Have you
Yeah,
read
yeah,
about
it's
this?
out there.
It
We all
is?
know.
Okay, good. I was
John
like,
Groff is in Normal Heart.
John Groff is in Normal Heart. I was freaked out because it's like, oh my God, don't say that. 'cause
No,
what if
it's
that's
good.
not
It's
announced?
out there. It's
so
out
John,
there.
so John, I read that and I think that's fantastic.
Yeah.
And so he's obviously in the family, and Matt Bomer and
Right.
Parsons and all these people, which is fabulous, fabulous. It's a great play.
Right.
I'm curious to see how he does it, but I think it's a match made in heaven. I hope it does well.
So you said you're on vacation. So what does that entail? How do you relax?
Well, I'm on
I
vacation.
mean, you've actually been you were at like the White House correspondence.
Yeah, I've been
dinner.
working, but the thing
Yeah.
about vacation is like it's mentally, when you're, because I'm 10 years older than my character. I'm maybe a little older than 10
Right.
years than my character.
Right.
And the rest of us who work year round with maybe 2 weeks vacation or whatever, and holidays and all that, I'm still in school. So when I get out, last week, and what month are we in? Is it April?
It's almost yeah.
It's
yeah.
almost May. It's like school's out. Like I feel like it's summer vacation, and I have this kind of weight lifted off my shoulders for a little bit. So I am in vacation mode. I'm taking it a little easier, even though I am working on this tour, and I did go to the White House Correspondents' Dinner, and that was really fun. But I'm just letting loose and just breathing a little bit for a few days, and then I'm going to go into tour mode and start rehearsing. But dude, today was really exciting because of the Tony nominations. Can we talk about that? I'm not even interviewing.
They're gonna watch this in a couple of days, but yeah, the 20
Oh, they
nominations
are?
came out.
Well, today at this point.
Yes,
so
right now. But
right now that this is the
Yeah.
past year, this is a time capsule.
yeah, it's Broadway. It's a big Broadway day.
big Broadway day, and I have to say I'm so excited. I mean, a number of my friends who have been nominated.
Tell me who? Who are
it
your
was so
friends?
exciting. So last night, a dear friend of mine, Benj Pasek of Pasek and Paul, of Justin
love
Paul
him.
and Benj Pasek.
Whose Dogfight album is now available on digital
It's
download.
now available as of last night. Yes, very cool, very good tie-in. I'll plug it in as well.
But nominated for a Christmas Story.
Nominated for A Christmas Story. Last night, so I was with Benj the night before Christmas Story opened, and we had a really great night out where we just wanted to not think about it.
Does that involve alcohol?
It involves libations and good times and catching up and soaking it in, and it was a really, really special moment of like, guys, we're really doing it. This is how lucky are we? We're doing it. And the next day, it opened and the show was a hit, and I saw it. And when you see something that your friend does, you're hoping that it's great, so you don't have to do it was fun. It was fantastic.
Yeah.
I really believe that it was a sensational show. It was a sensational score. I really loved what they did with the story and everything. It was a great show. So cut to a little less than a year later, or just several months later, last night, I texted Benjamin, like, what are you up to? And he's like, you could not have texted me at a more perfect time. Tomorrow is the Tony nomination announcement, and I need to keep my mind off it. And this is a tradition now because we did it for the night before his show. So we went out and we tried to not think about it. And we stayed up late talking about stuff and catching up. And we woke up early this morning, 8:30, went downstairs to watch Jesse Tyler and Sutton do the announcement, and we're all tired, bleary-eyed. And my voice is shot because I was screaming, freaking out, jumping around my house, dancing around. Like, I was so happy for Benj. I made Benj sleep over. I was like, Benj, sleeping on the couch, we're waking up. I want to be here for this. Selfishly, because I knew he was going to get nominated,
Right.
and he did. And what a wonderful moment, man. It's been such a joyous day, and they've worked so hard, and it's really great. It's wonderful to see great things happen to great people. And Laura Osnes as well got nominated second year in a row, and I just got to do something really cool with her.
So you hosted our Broadway.com Awards last year, the Audience
I
Choice
did.
Awards. That was fun. Thank you for doing that again.
Yes.
You won an award, of course, for favorite replacement because you went into How to Succeed for 3 weeks.
Yeah, that was it.
So I want you to drop into some more shows for 3 weeks. I think like after your tour, you should maybe drop in.
If
would
I
you,
could,
would you
I would
drop
love
in?
it.
Would you do some
I
drop-ins?
think the thing for me, if I came back to Broadway, I'd like to. It would be an original thing.
Yeah, I know. You want to do like a Martin
Yeah.
McDonough. Has Martin McDonough reached out about?
Oh, well, we talked about this.
Is he
that's
writing
right.
you a play,
No,
or-
I doubt it. I'm not that cool. You know, he's on a different level. But even Martin, even like the cool plays aside, I think I would like to do like one of my pieces. I would want to.
Okay.
If next time I did, I'd like to open an original thing, something that I wrote. I wouldn't
Right.
necessarily even be in it, but it'd be something that I could have a piece of the original puzzle. I would like to do that. Because coming in and filling in someone's shoes is like it's painting by numbers a little bit. Not that there's anything wrong with that. I have a blast doing it. And frankly, with my schedule, that's like the best option if I was to do it. But I'd really like to. It's sad. It's sad to come in and go.
Yeah.
Like I'd like to be. And everyone rolls their eyes like, no, you don't. Like you say that, but you're gonna want to get out of it once you start it. But I would like to have the real full-on, you know, hopefully somewhat long run, a minimum 6-month run of something to really find stuff and live in it and breathe it and really just develop something a little more.
I think you should do that too, but will you humor me for a moment?
I'll humor you.
I came up with some roles I think you could drop into.
Oh, okay.
And I want you to rate them from a 1 to 10, 1 being no way to a 10 being sign me up.
Are
Just
these,
humor me.
shows that are on Broadway right
Yeah,
now?
these are some roles I think you'd be awesome in.
Okay, cool. Try
Ready?
me.
Fiyero and Wicked. 1 to 10.
Oh,
Just be honest.
well, my honest answer is I couldn't do that role. I
No?
don't have the chops to do that role.
You can't do it?
I couldn't. I don't think I have the chops to do it. Anything that Butts has done, forget it.
Okay, Sky and Mamma Mia.
Only if I did like some weird original take on it, where I did something like totally wacky, where he has a wacky lisp.
I like that. Sky with a wacky,
Or
yeah.
something that's like a total non sequitur.
I'm going to give that an 8. I want that
Okay.
to have a Sky with a
Okay,
list.
sure.
Billy Flynn in Chicago. That's easy.
In maybe a few years, maybe.
Yeah. Oh, that's
sure.
true. You're playing teenagers now, so when you're like 60, you
in my 60s.
That's
exactly.
the twilight of your career.
So,
Forget that one. How about Prince Topher in Cinderella with Laura Osnes? You could be the prince. That'd be awesome.
Man, that's tough. The thing about my voice, like I can't. Broadway's hard for me.
You don't
like,
think you're good enough?
I don't, and that's not like to get a bevy of I'm very vocal about, pun intended. I'm very vocal about this, but you know I have a very kind of thin pop voice. Like it's hard for me to fill an auditorium. Like even in How to Succeed. How to Succeed was a great show for me because it's a Frank Lesser score,
Right.
and it's more of patter colloquialism.
Right,
It's more
right.
about character stuff,
Right.
and a lot of those shows. It's actors who can sing. It's not
Right,
singers who can act.
right.
And I've never made claims to being like a singer, and
Right.
I really mean that. I don't have this huge vocally trained voice. I actually have like a vocal weird defect where my like folds don't close all the way, so it's like really hard. Like I don't have a vibrato. I can't really give that air space, those long legato tones, and I've never claimed to.
You can do Pippin.
Pippin could be fun.
Pippin.
Could be fun. Yeah.
That's
but then again, like the vocal take on everything would be sort of more poppy, and like that would be a point of
That's
criticism.
fine. We'll
I don't
take
know
it.
if it would be though. I don't know if Stephen Schwartz would be down. I really don't know, because the thing is, I approach everything as an actor and like telling a story and conveying it like in a very Brechtian way of like just like act through a song,
Right.
because I just don't feel comfortable with those chops, especially when everybody else on stage has these big booming voices and it sets this kind of vocal precedent, and then I come in and I'm here. It's a little jarring. That's the reason for something like what did you say earlier?
Cinderella?
Oh yeah, the Prince. It's like if I was next to Laura and Laura's doing her like an amazing
her thing.
Laura thing, it seems off color. That's the only thing that I have about doing these roles. And I'm such a Broadway fan that I like know what I can't do, to the point where I'm very careful with, because people are like, oh, you did a
Right.
Broadway show, you could do
Right,
this role. I'm
right,
like,
right,
no, I
right.
couldn't, man.
Right, okay.
I would shoot myself in the foot. It would make me look bad. It would make you look bad, sir.
Right.
So.
You know what? Forget it.
No,
I
I'm
have,
such an
I have the
asshole.
perfect.
I don't mean to be like
I have the
so-
perfect role for you to do for 3 weeks. I think you should be one of the stunt Spider-Men who just fly.
Yes, that I could do.
Would you do that?
That I could
Would
do.
you
'cause
fly
I would sing-
around
I would
in the,
totally fly
in
around.
the
That'd be a
tights?
blast.
That'd be fun.
I feel like such a jerk. You're being so kind with like these
No,
these
it's
like
not-
wonderful
I understand.
roles that are fantastic, and I'm being like, no, I couldn't do that. You're crazy.
I like
That's
how you're
terrible.
now sitting Indian style.
I am, because I'm like I'm
leapt
sheepish
up.
now. I'm like I feel bad that you're saying these
No.
really complimentary ideas that
You know
would
what?
be
It's
amazing.
just that we like having you around.
I like being around.
We like having you around. But for now, what we're going to do is we're doing this concert. Listen up. Are tickets even available for this thing? Is it like sold out? What's happening?
Maybe.
Just beg. And
But, you know, I'd say hold out. Maybe some things will happen in the next couple weeks where, you know, tickets open up magically, or maybe there'll be opportunities to be able to see a show. And I guarantee you, if you can't see it, if I'm even not coming to a city near you, I'm sure there'll be some YouTube videos that we can collect and that could be the experience.
Are you excited to do the actual city to city? You're doing like a pretty tight schedule. It's like a month, a really tight month.
I can't wait. I'm a vagabond. I love living out of a bag, and I just love being on the road, and it's a great time to think and to write, and it's a work vacation really. And if it is going to be, you know, as exciting as it sounds like it's going to be, because there's people there that are not. I'm not the only person that goes on stage and goes yay. Like clearly other people are going to have energy, or at least I'm hoping. So there's going to be this real symbiotic like yay factor that I'm really looking forward to.
Yeah. Awesome. Well, thank you so much for coming
Paul,
by.
always a pleasure.
Appreciate
I love
it
it here, man.
You're always welcome to come sit Indian style on the chair.
Thank you. I will.
And everyone, check out the Listen Up tour. You can go to darrencriss.com.
Check out all the
dates and information. Maybe some tickets will open up, or maybe some people have some really expensive tickets outside the.
Or maybe you know a friend that has one.
Or maybe we'll figure it out. And then make sure to vote on which Broadway cover you think.
Do that, please. Let's see if we can make this a thing.
Too.
I would love to make this happen. If there's a song and it like wins, I will play it on tour for sure.
But not a really hard song. Oh, you can do your take
no,
on
like
anything.
we'll do it. Like we'll see what like if you're gonna challenge me. Like I like challenges.
That'd be fun.
Yeah.
I love it.
Yeah, but don't be mean about it. Let's not like do like. We want you to like do one that makes sense. Like do tradition. Do the whole thing.
Well, that's one of your famous roles from your past.
That is true, but it's like,
Fiddler, yeah.
I'm not gonna sing every part. Like, do a solo. This has to be a solo number, you know. Let's be practical, guys. Practical.
And maybe sometime this summer, Darren will drop in as a flying Spider-Man. You don't even have to tell people you're there. It could just be like a secret gig.
I could, yeah. Just
like you, one of the guys.
Just one of the Spider-Man guys. That would be a dream. Screw Broadway. I just want to be Spider-Man.
Thank you so much, Darren.
Thank you, man. Always a pleasure.
Thank you for watching. We'll see you next time.
Bye, guys.